Hello?
It is your host, Abigail Crow speaking, your co-host, Tracy Masterson, and we have two guests. I didn't even know we had enough microphones for this, so I'm very excited. But we have Josh Shepard next to Tracy.
What's up, guys?
I was like, is he going to say anything or not? And we have Nick Lorenz on my left.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Okay, so we don't actually know why they're on or how we got them on here.
Okay, wait. Well, let's say this. In a weird way, we're all kind of like Drew Whitehead's people. Do you think he's gonna watch this?
No.
Oh, well, you don't think so? He's probably gonna watch it. Yeah, he's probably gonna watch it. So in a weird way, like we're all Drew Whitehead, who is our boss / trainer. Well, he trained me when I first started high race, and he's been training you since you were a kid, and he trains these two guys. So hey, Dad, what's up?
Drew is like the ultimate humble pimp. You know what I'm saying?
Is he humble though?
No.
I think Drew's humble. Yeah.
Okay. A little bit.
Quit sucking.
Okay, I was gonna say. Okay, a little bit.
We have to give Drew a little bit of shit by the end of this podcast.
Yeah, just a little bit of shit.
Drew's humble, but he knows he's the shit.
Yeah, he does. Because he pulls like the Yoda on you, where like he's humble enough to be like, well, why don't you give me the answer to the question that you asked, and then he'll prove you wrong at the same time, and you're like, motherfucker.
Drew Whitehead is I've had the honor of being able to Yoda him one time, and I felt so accomplished.
You did?
Yes, I did. And he even looked at me and he was like, "Are you really doing this right now?" I said, "Motherfucker, I am."
That's like ultimate life goals.
Life goal, dude. I was like, I could die now.
Yeah.
I Yoda
that's
him.
like ultimate life goals right there.
Yeah, Drew Whitehead, for those that don't know who Drew Whitehead is, he is Josh Shepard and Nick Lorenz's strength and conditioning coach. He holds many hats with you guys. He's really like
now boss.
He's like your manager, low key.
Yeah, Drew's like big into my life with training, and then even like at the races, hands on with me. Comes to all my races, so fly him from Florida. He works hands on with me. He's like, I can't talk bad about Drew because if I talk bad, then I'll just.
Yeah,
we all will. That's the problem.
I won't.
And then with Josh, I mean, he's kind of like your boss now.
Yeah. So like my situation, he started training me for Snocross, and then things escalated. And I wanted to become a trainer, so now he's basically my mentor now in a way. So yeah.
You're working for Momentum.
I am working for Momentum.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna actually start with you because Josh Shepard. We're going to start with Josh Shepard because, for those that are listening to the audio, because I have no idea what you're doing right now.
At the gym?
Honestly.
At the gym?
In life, really, truly. Because, like, I thought you were doing moto, and then I thought you were doing snowcross, and then you, like, dabbled in jiu-jitsu, and then I saw you on a 100-mile bike ride, and I was like...
And now he's back in Florida.
And now you're in Florida, and you're working at Momentum, and I'm extraordinarily confused. So give, like, a little lowdown on who you are, how you got into the sport of moto and snowcross, and what you've done with that since.
Gosh. So it's kind of a long story. I didn't even start racing until I was like 18. I raced a little bit when I was younger. I was like 6 or 7, couple local races, but seeing like at a higher level, I was like 18 or 19 when I got into it, and then I started racing the nationals, I think 21. But before that, I played football my whole life. I played football for 11 years, and I played 1 year of college football, and then I was like, no, this sucks. I want to
college football. Where?
Albion. It's a small Division III school in Michigan.
No shit.
Yeah,
that's where you grew up.
I grew up in Grosio, which is like I grew up like an hour and a half from where I went to school.
Up in Michigan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So then
is snowcross big there?
Yeah. There.
Nick's like
I would know.
I would know. I'm actually a snowcross athlete.
Yeah, so basically wanted to race snowcross my whole life. Always rode dirt bikes, but never raced moto. And then, one thing led to another, and I just wanted to put everything into snowcross. And I started racing, taking it seriously, I would say, in like 2019. And I started working with Drew in 2020. And then after I started working with Drew, I kind of fell in love with endurance sports just in general from the stuff that he had me doing. So then I decided... during the off season in 21, I believe, I wanted to try a triathlon. So I signed up for my first triathlon. I did good. I got third in my age group, which was 20 to 24. And then, so I was pumped on that. And then I just used moto as off-season training, and I would just go ride for fun. That's basically what I do now. I don't really take moto super seriously. I just use it for off-season training. I'm really not that fast. Nick would know.
I don't know.
Like, I'm not gonna say anything.
Apparently on y'all's bike today, Nick, you were being a bitch.
On my bike?
No, we were cycling.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But
he's like, yeah, I was.
When Josh first came to Momentum, Drew was like, he would be a really good pick for your flocker crew. And I was like, oh, why? And he's like, because Josh will do whatever the fuck you want. And I was like, well, what does that mean? He's like, any sport, anything you want him to do, he'll do it. And that's just how I kind of always known you, is to do like your jack of all trades.
Yeah. So basically one thing led to another. Next year I was doing half Ironmans, and then this year I did the Margie Gessick, which is a 100-mile mountain bike race. And I've mountain biked for like 5 years again for off-season training, but then I was like, I just want to really.
That's
how bad was that race, dude?
Honestly, I was having so much fun the whole time.
He killed it. I followed him the whole way.
Like
I know. I kept having to send stuff on, what was it?
I wasn't getting
The live feed? Yeah.
Live feed?
Yeah.
Polar?
I wasn't getting anybody's stuff.
What? I had the whole flocker team literally messaging you.
Oh my God, dude. I think I called you a bitch. Did you too? Okay, you did too? Okay. I love how we're like,
dude,
speed up, pussy.
Okay, so for anybody
and then Tracy's team is like,
yeah,
great job.
Yeah, well, okay, so for anybody that doesn't know, you did a 100-miler mountain bike race, right? And so there's this thing on Polar, like, Club, I think it is, right? Where you're supposed to get it on your watch if you send the message, but you didn't end up getting it. Well, Drew texted me and he was like, Josh's going to need like a crew. And I was like, all right, bet. So I got on Facebook and I was like, flockers, Josh needs help. And so everybody sent, I was texting her, I was texting Alana, I was texting Drew. And we had like 30 different messages come through. I'm fucking pissed.
Yeah, I didn't get any of them.
But you were having fun anyway, so whatever.
I was just cruising. But yeah, it was an intense race. I mean, 100 miles and there was, I think, 14,000 feet of elevation gain. So there was a lot of climbing and yeah, it was brutal, but it was fun. I finished in like 17 hours and 15 minutes, but fun fact, I got disqualified because there was
checkpoints.
There was checkpoints. There was 4 checkpoints, and they put like dums in them, like the suckers. Yeah. In years previous, it's always been like a token that says checkpoint 1, checkpoint 2, checkpoint 3. So I'm thinking they're messing with us because there was also fake checkpoint that didn't have anything in them. And I was with a group of like 10 people, and they're like, oh, this is a fake checkpoint. So the first checkpoint I skipped past, and then the other ones I hit. And then I kind of like was thinking about it at the end of the race when I was pulling up to the finish line. I was like, gosh, I hope that first checkpoint was actually a joke. And
it wasn't a joke.
Dude.
Yeah. So,
That's
so technically I got disqualified, but I did.
Yeah, but fuck that. You finished a 100-mile bike race. There was also a point in his live feed where, like, I guess your, like, GPS signal got lost. And so I got a text from Drew, and he went, uh-oh, either Josh ended up in the water off the cliff or he got DQ'd and taken off the course because it just happened to jump across this, like, water outlet or something. And then it took, like, an hour for you to get back on track again with your GPS. So it was kind of fun, like, watching you race the whole time.
I did eat it. I ate shit quite a few times, to be honest. Like I ended up with a gash in my knee. Like had one mechanical that took like 20 minutes to get fixed, but luckily there was a crew on the trail.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool.
So what are you doing now? Like, what's your next goal? Also, what is it like? What's business wise? What do you want to do? Because I know you're working at Momentum.
Yeah. So
what are you doing?
I'm working like. What are you doing, Josh? Like I said, I wanted to become a trainer last year after working with Drew, and he kind of took me in, trained me up to be a trainer, and we've been working together. We've been developing an online program. So that's basically what I've been coming and doing. We keep working on that little by little every time I come, and that's about it. I don't know.
I'm a model. I do the videos.
But basically, I guess I'm just trying to work. I don't even know where I'm going with this, but
he's like, I'm just here doing whatever the fuck he tells me to do.
Yeah, I literally listen to what Drew says to do. I say, yes, sir.
Go on my way.
He's covered some of the flocker classes before.
Yeah.
He's doing some social media.
Yeah.
Thank you for answering. Josh.
Yeah, you're doing some online moto. Wait, what are the videos that you guys?
That's for our online program.
Dude, all I know Is Josh Shepard has got to be fucking so good at doing plank rows because that's all I fucking see him do. In the videos, I saw him doing them today. Every time I go into the lift room, if Josh Shepard's in there, he's doing plank fucking renegade rows.
You want to know why? Because 4 years ago, when I started working with Drew, that's all he has me doing. Renegade row, renegade row, renegade row, renegade row with push up, barbell bent over row, like any type of row, Drew's got on there.
Bike 25 miles back to renegade row.
Nick
Cool.
knows.
It's good to have you back.
Yeah, it's been fun. I'm enjoying it.
All right, Nick. You're up, dude. You're purely snowcross. You do train moto to like stay fit.
Yeah, I just do it for cross training. I've rode dirt bikes my whole life, pretty much since I was like 3-4 years old. So it's just been a part of my life. And then
Did you start snowcross that young too? Were you getting involved in that as well, or was it purely just?
no, for like just when I was a little kid, I just rode dirt bikes around my yard. And then I was probably like 2-3 years old, just around the yard, and just fell in love with it.
That's such a Wisconsin
so
thing,
crazy.
bro. Like the fact that you were just like 2-3 years old, had my snowmobile.
Yeah, in my backyard.
Dude, I had a Barbie Jeep.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do.
And I would crush. We had one hill. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I have to say, we had one little like hill in our backyard, and I would fucking deck over to that thing, bro. In the Barbie Jeep. I'm pretty sure I got banned from using the Barbie Jeep because I beat the shit out of
Dude,
that
we
thing.
didn't even have that. We had the fucking ripsticks and the Heelys and the
I
green
love
machine.
ripsticks.
The green machine.
And the
they were like,
scooters and the ankle. Oh, when you would spin it around, it'd hit the shit out of
the
your
Razor
ankle.
scooters?
Yes,
With the light up
Razors.
wheels?
Yes, dude.
Yeah.
And
Meanwhile, he's
the
got fucking
Heelys.
snowmobiles at the age of 2.
No, I did all that fun stuff too, but I had a really cool dad growing up, so I was so lucky. But
You started racing at 8?
dirt bikes like 6 years old, and then snowmobiles like 7.
That's
crazy.
wild.
Yeah. So from a very young age, and
I didn't even know you could get into competing that young.
yeah, like at a national level, I think the age group for the little kids is like 6 or 7.
Are
Holy
you fucking
shit.
serious?
I don't even think I knew what life
Can
was
these
at
kids
6 years
get
old.
paid?
No, not that young. No.
You start getting paid for this stuff.
I started making money when I was like 14.
What?
Oh my god.
What are we doing?
I'm putting my child in snowcross.
We're moving.
Like it's kind of rare. You just gotta be pretty good, and like stars gotta align, obviously.
Yeah. But still, I mean, it's pretty wicked that you can get started at something like that young, because by the time that you're 14, you're like a freaking pro.
Yeah. No, I didn't turn pro till I was 18, but
Okay.
How lucrative is the sport of snowcross?
what do you mean by that? I don't know. That's about that.
How much are you making good money in the sport, or is it more sponsorships? Is it actually like competitions? Is it?
It's more pay through like the teams. There's not really a whole lot of money paid out throughout like the industry, like throughout like our ISOC snowcross. Basically, they don't pay like big purses, but through like our brands, sponsor deals like RedBull, my team.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the hat, everybody.
Is that the only like true sponsor that you have is RedBull?
No,
Like that you get paid by?
I have my own personal deal with RedBull, so that's my own personal deal, and then like also with my team. So my team, and then there's contingency programs that you can make more money. So like if you win a race, there's bonus money, and that's kind of.
What team are you affiliated with?
I just signed with a new team this year, and it's Skidoo team. This is my first year with Skidoo, and I was with Polaris since I was 13
That is such a
years old.
fun name.
Skidoo.
Yeah.
Yeah, Skidoo.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I was with Polaris from like the age of 13 till last year. So like 11 years with that brand. And now I'm with a new team. So it's owned by West Coast Customs Racing, it's called.
Is it weird
That's
switching?
I don't know yet. It's going to be crazy. I think it's a very good sled and platform, and I have a really good chief. So I think the sled will be fast, but it's going to be a big change just because I rode the same chassis for
The whole time for 11 years.
Yeah. 14 years old, I got on pretty much the same chassis that we kind of ended. Obviously, little updates throughout the years, but yeah, so it'll be crazy being on a whole new sled. But I'm 25, so I'm towards the end of my career, and it was just like now I was always like on the outside looking in, like what's it like to ride another brand, and now I get to experience that on the back half of my. Really excited.
Yeah, you said like back half your career. So like, what's the average age Because I was thinking about that earlier, actually. Like, what's the average age like for your sport if you start so young?
Yeah, I think that depends on injuries. So injuries can like determine how long you're gonna go to, but I would say like the really good people, like the legends of the sport, have went to like 30 to like 33, right around in there.
It's still so young, I feel like.
But yeah,
How many years would you say you want to keep competing?
my goal is to go till like I'm 30 or like 33, somewhere 30 to 33.
Be a legend.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
I haven't achieved like the accomplishments that I've wanted to, but I've also had a lot of injuries. So just
Yeah, you want to
A
go
lot
through
of
that? You want to go
injuries?
through that list really quick? I had to
Wait, Josh wasn't even there for that, was he?
Yeah, to do a. No, he wasn't.
No.
So when I had my seminar, Drew, he put me on the spot. He really put you on the
Yeah, he
spot,
did.
Nick, because
He told you about
He told
it.
me he was gonna he was like, I'm gonna put you on the spot. I was like, I love being put on the spot.
Yeah.
This is fine.
Yeah.
So it's my seminar, and he had Nick come up, and I was going to give an assessment because in my seminar was talking about like a lunge is a lunge is a lunge, but like why do you do certain things?
Different
Like,
variations of a lunge.
different just or of any movement that you select. Why do you pick the movement? Why do you select it? How do you load it? How do you position the body when you're loading it? You know, so he had me essentially assess Nick, and Nick went through this laundry list of like
Injuries.
because I started with first I said, well, the first question is, should Nick even be doing a lunge? So I was like, I need a brief history, and for 30 minutes he talked about his
Well, he like said one thing, and I forget what it was that he started out with.
11.
And then
He goes, oh, I've had 10 surgeries on my knee or something.
Well,
and
he
I'm
said
like,
one thing, and
Jesus Christ.
she's like, okay, well, let's do a front elevated, and you were like, well, actually, and then it was like bang, 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 and everybody in the room was like, are you okay? And he's like, well, actually, I have another one planned, so like,
Yeah. No, because it was your back. You just go through the list.
I've done both my ACLs, and then I've had a bunch of like meniscus cleanups. So they're just
You get a lot of scoping done?
a lot of like discectomies is what we call it. So, but I've also had like repairs on the meniscus, which are locked in a brace for 2 months, and then your leg gets as small as your arm, and it's like if you do a meniscus and they repair it, you might as well look at it as bad as the ACL, because you lose all of your muscle and you basically start from ground zero, and you have to learn how to walk, and it's just. Yeah, so the meniscuses, as long as they're not repaired, they're not bad. But if they're repaired, they're pain.
I was about to say, sometimes it's better to just like leave it.
Yeah. No, it's definitely not better to leave.
Well, it depends on how bad the injury is, and it depends on how long you've been dealing with it, and then also the demands of said sport. Right. So, like, if you're somebody who's not a professional athlete, and they're like, oh, I tore my meniscus, then you can take your time rehabbing it, yes. Yeah. But if you're like, hey, I've got a race like next week.
I just signed up with a new team.
Yeah, you can't really afford to.
Yeah, for like me, if I had my meniscus cleaned up, I had a crash early in the season last year and like broke my hand, and then like tore my knee up again, my one that I hurt last summer. So that was just like the whole winter. I didn't want to get a surgery because I didn't want it to be repaired and miss like the whole season. So I just kind of raced the whole year hurt and just suffered through it. And it's to the point where your knee, like it was just, my knee was swollen up after every ride. So like for me, I had to get it done because just with the sport I do is just so much abuse that just the popping and like just the fluid bashing around. It's just
the life of an athlete to be constantly injured, but still fucking racing on it.
Yeah, that leads
to
the
fucking game.
A few questions I have about your sport, which is I always say, like, when people will come in and see all the moto guys coming in, and they'll see, and they're like, oh my god, this guy broke his wrist, this guy broke his foot, okay, this guy's got, like walking on crutches, what's going on? And I'm like, it's not like if you get hurt, it's when and how bad. So kind of go through the dangers of the sport and what are the most common injuries you see.
I would say like the dangers of the sport, like we're pretty fortunate that we race on snow. So the snow's pretty soft. So most of the time when you crash, you land in soft snow, but it's the sides of the tracks when you crash. Like when I broke my hand at the first national last year, I just jumped off the side of the track and then hit a wall that wasn't like the Snocross. They didn't prep the track very good on the outside. It was just an unfortunate situation for me. And I hit basically like concrete ice on the side, like no snow, just ice. So, like, when you are put in situations like that, it's like, how can you not get hurt, kind of? Right. So, for the most part, on the track, you pretty much just have to worry about getting hit by other sleds.
That's what I was going to say.
I was just going to say, you're operating some heavy fucking machine.
Yeah, they're like right around like 600 pounds, so like double of what a dirt bike is, and they're just a lot to deal with. And they're a lot of horsepower too. Like they're very fast snowmobiles. But that's pretty much the best thing. You see a lot of like knees and stuff just from like having really hard impacts and like holes and stuff, just because it gets so rough out there. Or like shoulders. It's like shoulders and knees are the most common. Other than that, I mean,
shoulders because they're getting like thrown over the.
I don't know. Josh has torn his shoulder on a snowmobile. I've been fortunate.
That's how.
Is it actually just because of like operating the machine and all of the like
the
drops and the
motion?
impact, or is it because you're like you're flying over?
Well, yeah, there is a lot of impact that has to do with it, but just like when I dislocated my shoulder I guess the 2022 season, I just made like an own rider error and I landed in a deep hole and it threw me over the front of the sled, and like when I landed with my arm above my head and it came out. But last year I didn't get surgery on it. I just rehabbed it, and then I raced the whole season, felt fine, and then I just landed hole wrong, and the impact just yanked my arm so bad it just popped right out. So then I had surgery.
Like, you think more injuries happen from getting thrown from the sled or actually getting hit by other sleds?
I don't know. Yeah, I think it depends. Like I said, if you're thrown off the side of the track, it's hard snow. It's like ice, so it's like landing on concrete. But I don't know.
Could you imagine getting hit by one of them fucking sleds? Oh my God.
What's the psychology when it comes to injury and then going back out after you get an injury?
Mm-hmm.
What is that like for you?
I would say like for me, it's tough. But I've dealt with it a lot, so I know how to handle it kind of. But it's just the hardest thing is like when an injury is holding you back. Like last year, my knee was so bad that it was holding me back from performing the way I know I can. And it can be mentally defeating, but at the end of the day, like I know how good my skills are, so I just kind of trust myself, and then I have like a good group.
You
of
don't
people.
get scared going back, like you don't like, oh, I tore my knee doing this, so like I'm freaked out to go back out
on the
and
track,
do this.
I think when like I think it depends. I think if you're prepared, like me tearing my knee, and I tore it in April, and I had surgery in May last year, so by the time I got on a sled, I was like 7-8 months with a total ACL and meniscus repair and stuff, and then other stuff that was also I was dealing with, and I just felt underprepared. So I was a little, I don't want to say scared going back, but I just knew I wasn't prepared. So like, it's just like, you know what I mean? You go to your job, if you're not prepared, you're obviously going to be nervous that you're not going to do a good job. And I take a lot of pride in what I do. So like, that's the only time that I'm feared. I have a little fears when I'm not prepared. But like going into this year, me and Drew had an amazing like summer. I've rode a bunch of dirt bikes and like feel super confident. So that's just where I think the fear goes away, I guess. You know? Mm-hmm. But if you're like dealing with injuries and stuff like that in like middle of the season, you know you're not ready, and you know you just can't perform to where you're supposed to be or where where I want to be. That's where it can get a little mentally defeating, mentally tough. But other than that,
I feel like in any sport, like the only way you're going to get over it is just by jumping back into it. You know what I'm saying? Like to get hurt in that sport and get back on track is like
slightly psychotic that he's like, I'm not actually scared of getting hurt again. I just feel as if I'm out of shape when I go back in to ride.
Yeah, but it's kind of like anything else though. You know what I mean? I mean, don't get me wrong, we're not on snowmobiles, but we're kind of like the same way where you get injured doing what you have to do. And it's like, instead of getting scared, you just go right back and fucking do jiu-jitsu every day.
I suppose. I don't know. Just the idea of like operating a 600-pound sled.
Yeah, it's a little bit different.
And hitting jumps upwards of like 30 feet in the air.
Yeah. We're like going over the handlebars on a fucking mountain bike ride, and I'm like, but we're just going to get back out on the mountain and do it again.
Yeah, and your heart rate's like 190 BPM the entire fucking 6 laps. It's like, Jesus Christ. Which actually I do want to talk to you about the heat system and everything like that. Because the actual so I didn't know that you have like 2 6-lap heats.
Right, yeah.
And that's what puts you out for the
final. So basically like my day starts off and it's like you go out there and you do a practice, and it's just practice means nothing. It's just you go out there, try to set a fast lap time to kind of see where you're at like compared to the other competitors. And then you have 2 heats and then a final. But if you do really bad in your heats, you can race on LCQ, which is last chance qualifier, which will put you in the back row, which is terrible on a snowmobile but it does depend. Like some tracks you can be in the 11th spot in the back row, and if people push, you can come out in the lead sometimes from the back row. So it depends, but
how many people in a row?
10 in the front, 5 in the back, but they tried to do last year like 10 in the front, 10 in the back, and it's just like for me it's dumb and dangerous. It's a really bad idea on Snocross's side of it, and it's just like for the most part, like starts, there's pretty much every start there's a crash. Like sleds just get tangled up and there's a crash, and then you have 5 people behind you. There's a little room for them to decide where they want to go, but when you have 10 in the front, 10 in the back, and there's 2-3 sleds piled up, and there's 10 people,
There's nowhere for you to go.
Yeah.
people to go other than to run people over or slow down. And some of the competitors just aren't the smartest out there, and they just don't.
Yeah, they got race brain going on. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But back to what I was saying with like the being like how you deal with like injuries and stuff. Once you like start the race, like all that goes out of your brain. No, you don't think at all. It's just race, go, and want to win the race. Simple.
So technically you would race. So in like one day you would do a practice and then there's 2 before you get to the finals.
Yeah. And then the finals, like.
So you technically race 3 times.
How long
Yeah.
is each
Right.
lap
Okay.
averaging?
It depends. Like if we go to ski hills, we'll be like 50 seconds to a minute. Or if we race in Deadwood, South Dakota, literally in the bull ring, and it's like 19 seconds.
What?
Yeah. So during like a 8-minute plus 2-lap final, we'll do like 30 some laps, like just crazy amounts of laps. And I mean, those races are fun, but just it's hard to separate from people because you're just like dealing with traffic or just
Course is just not big
Right.
enough.
yeah, the
Right.
course isn't big enough to do different stuff than people. So like the ski hills, longer tracks are like more fun for me because the kids who are better or the guys that are better will stand out.
Mhm.
What is the best spot to be in? Obviously in the front, but like where in the front?
That also depends on the start too. For the most part, it's like you want to be in gate 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. That's typically where the starts get pulled from. So let's say if you get like a 3-3 in your heats, you're more than likely going to make the final, but you're going to be in like 6 over. So 6 through 10. And most of the time you're not going to get a good start unless you really hit the light good, and just it's hard. But you can't, it's been done. I've pulled starts from all the way outside too. So it can be done. It's just like the odds are just
More difficult. Yeah.
What are you most worried about being on a new sled?
I would say the biggest thing that I worry about is just like understanding the chassis, making the changes that I need to, like when I'm feeling uncomfortable. Like with my Polaris, if I was feeling uncomfortable in a corner, like rolling, I knew exactly what I needed to adjust. Or if I felt funny in the skid, I knew exactly pretty much what I needed to adjust. And I worked with like the same suspension technician, so it was just so easy. And he taught me from like since I was like 14 years old. From a young age, I worked with the same guy, and it was just easy. So now, yeah, it was just comfortable. I raced the chassis for so long, and then now this one, it'll just take time. Like I think I'm good at snowmobile racing. I'm good at what I do, so it's just a snowmobile. The way I try to tell myself and look at it, and like the brand that I'm on now has won like the last 5 championships at a professional level in both classes. So it's a very good platform, obviously, just because you look at the data, you look at the stats. It's just simple. It just talks for itself. So I think just understanding the chassis is like my biggest fear, but we have a month before the first race, so there's a lot of time to make changes and understand what changes are the wrong changes and what changes are the right changes. And I'm a lot smarter at 25 than what I was when I was pro. So I think it's like that scary of a switch, but it's
Still a switch.
Yeah, still a switch.
You guys signed for like a year on a team or a season?
It depends. Like my deal with my current team, I only did a 1-year deal because I want to go I'm in a pro light right now, which is below the pro class. I've been in that since I was 18, but I've only raced like 3 full seasons out of the.
Yeah, because you were out 2019 and 2018 and 2019.
Yeah, it was like my rookie year, and then my rookie year I raced, and then I missed that whole year. And then the next year, I got hurt at the first race and had a knee surgery and then missed that whole year. Then came back the next year and got third, and then missed the next year and then got third again. And then last year I missed.
So you were out 2019, 2020?
Was 2020 COVID?
Yeah.
COVID, I
all one
got,
at
yeah,
this point.
2020, I got third in the points
So it
championship.
was 2018, 2019.
Yeah.
There were
I
like
went-
a couple of years where you were.
16, 17 was my rookie year, and then I missed 17, 18, and then 18, 19, I think I did okay. 2020, I did okay. I missed a full year. A lot of
Damn.
2022,
That's
you
crazy.
did well.
Yeah, 2022 was the year before last year, and that was my first year with another new team. So I was with Junick Motorsports.
Third, right?
Yeah, third.
That's awesome.
Finished third in the points championship 3 times now. So it's just like the years that I am healthy and I am racing, I'm a competitor. I'm right there. It's just you can have like little mistakes. Like my rookie year, I had a sled blow up on me. I got ran over. So that was like 2 races that I barely scored any points for.
Josh is like, I get it.
Yeah, so it's like
I too have.
Yeah,
been
he's
run
like,
over.
I get it.
I crash more in one weekend than Nick crashes a whole season.
Why does I feel like that's Tracy? I feel like Josh and Tracy are the same, and Nick and I are the same.
Because like we'll do the same fucking race, and I'll come out with
Dude.
scratches and bruises, and she's like, "Did we run the same thing?"
Dude, Tracy and I will run the same fucking course, and she will look like she got assaulted by the course, and I'll have like a couple scrapes and some dirt and mud on me, and I'm like, how you feeling? I'm feeling pretty good.
like,
And she's
fuck.
like, yeah, I'll like go in with the stress fracture. I'll go in with a stress fracture, and she'll come out with a stress fracture.
Dude.
And I'll be like, good. I'll be like, you took my stress fracture.
I feel like
from
that's
me.
how you guys are.
I typically don't crash a lot in a year. Knock on wood. It's just like you normally, like I would say as a professional, you probably have like 3 crashes. Like the top riders don't really have like bad crashes, like little tip overs, stuff like that. For the most part, pros are pretty consistent.
And
So,
then
like-
there's Josh.
Yeah. So like for both of you guys, like y'all train moto as like cross training. Is that because that's what you generally enjoy to do is cross training, or like what is your favorite way to cross train?
For me, it's dirt bikes, just because like with my knees, it's harder to do a lot of stuff. So the closest thing that I can
It's
A
harder
lunge
to
is a
do
lunge is a lunge.
literally-
Can't lunge.
It's harder to do literally everything else.
No, it's not that bad. But like the closest thing I can get to the sled is a dirt bike. So in my eyes, like yes, it's a risk and it's dangerous to ride a dirt bike throughout the whole summer, but I've been doing it since I was like 3 years old, and I'm pretty good at it, and I can hold my own, and I know where my limits are. So it's just that's my favorite way to train. Otherwise, I do like a lot of mountain biking or cycling or gym intervals. And
Yeah.
assault
Yeah.
bike.
Get assaulted by Drew. What about you? Is that just like your favorite way to cross train?
Yeah, I mean moto and mountain biking, basically the same thing.
Yeah.
We've been on the same similar program for the past 3 years.
Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty cool though. They kind of dabble in both.
I'm really excited for your season. I feel like since you've had a couple of like actual competitive seasons now, you're like, because you're like, I've been third every time, but it's like you went 2022 third, and now
Last year I didn't do good because I missed like three nationals because I broke my hand. Yeah, broke my hand.
so
first race.
2024.
Yeah, 23, 24 is going to be a very good year for me. I feel like more confident about this year, just especially with how good summer's been going with training. And then this is my first year that I've done a full month in Florida. Like typically it's like a week and a half, 2 weeks here, and I've been here for a whole month. It's nice to get away from my friends and family, just to completely lock in and just
Freaking jerks.
Yeah.
Hate them.
Well, there's a lock into training so
No, yeah.
different. Yeah, I get that.
It's just always a distraction. It's just
Oh,
an extra
yeah.
distraction.
It's just I've never had issues with that just because my dad's been super strict on me since I was, like I said, 6, 7 years old. Like I was pretty much an employee at that point, at that age, just the way he's trained me and was to me racing. But I wouldn't be where I am without like the structure that he did give me at such a young age. And so like for me, like distractions aren't really a thing, but I think just moving out here for the month and like mentally preparing and just like thinking about only snowmobile racing, like getting better at just that. So
Are you leaving soon?
November 2nd.
So are you guys like training together while like now that he's back and you're still here? Is that like is that the plan for?
Are you here indefinitely? When are you? Because you're in and out all the time.
Yeah, that's basically. I have a lease on a condo for a year, and I'm in and out pretty
Here?
much for a year. Yeah.
When did it start? What the fuck? Oh,
June.
so you've been here since you haven't been here.
I haven't been here since June. In and out between here.
Okay. Do you have any other like races that you're gonna be out for?
For like outside of.
Are you like in Tallahassee for until next June? Or are you like in and out?
I'm still in and out. Like, mountain bike race in 2 weeks. Iceman, big race. So I'm doing that, and we don't have to jump into this, but my snowcross plans are like all over the place right now. So yeah, I'm gonna be.
So you guys are just like training while you're here, like together. That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, it's been nice to have Josh to have somebody to like work with, especially on like the cycles all alone. It's just like cycling alone kind of sucks, but I do it all the time at home, and it's just I have somebody to like.
Yeah. Where did you guys go today?
Today we literally rode right out of the apartment, and then Nick complained the whole damn time.
No, I did not. No, Josh.
That pro spirit, boy.
Josh thinks he's Lance Armstrong. We had told to be at a heart rate, and then Josh is like, "All right, I'll just go to 100. I'll go to 180 for no reason when we're not even supposed to be there."
Oh my god. Oh, are you going to Science of Speed while you're here? Did you go? You did?
Yeah, I've worked with Brady now. This is my third VO2 through him, so it's pretty cool.
How's it looking?
It was okay, but we had like some complications.
It was low, wasn't it? We had some complications.
No, there really was.
It was some weird stuff happening.
You got
Why?
the VO2 max of a grandma.
No, my VO2 went up from last year, but there was just reasons why I couldn't. Yeah, I have to go redo some tests just because of like reasons that were out of my control.
Redoing a VO2 test fucking sucks.
No, what's yours?
I don't know.
I haven't done mine yet.
Because I've watched them done before.
I haven't done mine yet because
They're
I
not
literally got
fun.
sick right before I was supposed to do it. And I got sick as fuck.
For me, I just cannot stand. I could not stand having a damn mask on me while I'm doing that.
Oh
my god.
That's
It's
the
brutal.
worst part. I will do maximal effort sprinting. Don't care. But the fact that I have the mask on when I'm doing it,
The nose breathing.
does that not?
and then it starts wheezing. You know, that's what happened when he brought the portable unit to
terrible.
Momentum, and we did it on the treadmill
It's
for some of our
terrible.
flockers, and like they would start to breathe, and a lot of them were getting scared because you can hear the wheezing in the mask as they were moving, and some of the girls, their faces were too small, so it was kind of like jolting up and down, so they had to like hold the pack, and they would get like super uncomfortable about it. And I'm claustrophobic as it is, so I'm like, shit, I could barely even wear big sweatshirts like this.
My heart rate, like when it gets put on, like it spikes a little bit just from it being like my nose. Like you can only breathe out of your mouth, and then.
Oh yeah, and then you're slobbering because like you have nowhere for it to go, and it's just the weirdest thing.
Oh my god. And you guys do it on a bike.
I'm a
Both of you,
huge
right?
nose
Yeah.
breather too. So the fact that like when I breathe out of in jujitsu, like I've had actual panic attacks because I'll have somebody like stuff like they'll be stuff in my nose or whatever, or they'll be choking half my face. So I can only breathe out of my mouth, and I'm trying to get out of a position. I've literally hyperventilated because I'm just like everyone's on top of you, and then you've got like you can't breathe. Oh, it's fucking terrible.
No, I'm not. That's wild. Jiu-jitsu is just something else.
It's just crazy. When I was, a lot of times, like people will talk about how when we run like the 5Ks that you're just like redlining the entire time, and like my heart rate is just naturally so high. So like if I run a 5K, I'm just like, well, for me, I'm like 185 to 195 to 200 like the entire time. But like when I was talking to Drew about it, he's like, you should just see my moto guys because that's them the entire time they're fucking racing.
Yeah.
And like a lot of our people don't even get to 180. And I'm just like, I've always had a naturally high heart rate, like throughout sports, you know, because I've always been like a sprinter. So like for me, being at 180 to 190 is like comfortable,
Yeah.
you know. But he's like, you should see my
Jiu-jitsu-
moto guys.
Jiu-jitsu is weird because it's the one thing that I've done where I will redline very like hard and I won't feel it. Like when I am running, I will feel myself
Because it's so much
hitting-
shorter.
No, I mean it's 5-minute rounds. You get like a minute and a half rest, so they're actually pretty long. But you don't because you're simulating death.
Yeah.
You're like not really thinking about what your heart rate is,
Right.
Because usually when your heart rate's super high, it's because you're escaping something, you're doing some form of takedown defense, or you're like you're thinking about other stuff. Your mind is in a completely different place. So I'll look at my stats sometimes, and I'm like, 200, Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
You wear
And
a
like,
heart strap too.
yeah, you can wear a strap around your chest while you train.
Yeah. I wear the polar arm one.
You cannot wear that in
Very sense.
jiu-jitsu.
No,
You
but
can
I
wear that in
can't wear
gi,
the
maybe.
strap one. It gives me like the worst rash. But you know what I was thinking about? Like when I am like redlining like that, and that's another reason why I was like kind of just a wuss to do my VO2 test was like when you get that whooshing in your ears, do you ever like get that when you start to redline? You ever like hear your heartbeat in your ears and it starts to whoosh? I'm like, fuck. It like freaks me out and I get super claustrophobic. So I was like, I really just don't want to do
don't
this
get
fucking
that.
test. You don't
I
get
don't-
that?
no.
Oh my God.
See, y'all are the fucking same.
But I don't get when you do a VO2, you're just like mentally dying
Yeah.
Gang.
Fuck off.
When you guys redline,
We
you
just
guys
push ourselves fucking hard enough that you hear it in your ears. You don't ever hear your heartbeat in your ears?
Who's
Are you
the pros,
kidding me?
okay?
Get the fuck out of
Who's
here.
on this side of the table? Who's on this
Listen,
side of the
you
table?
can ask a panel of people. I bet you if you work your ass hard enough, you'll hear your heartbeat in your ears. Just saying.
No, I can. Once I'm done moving, I can feel the pressure. Also, I think that's probably like a sinus drainage issue, dude. Because that's what happens. Because that's what happens when I'm sick. I'll feel it in my
Oh my
ears.
God. That's just like, that's the worst thing. And then I was thinking about putting that mask on and I was like, honestly, fuck this. I was like, I don't even need the data. Fuck it. I don't need to know. Screw it.
Good Lord.
Do you drain like really like when he said when he does cardio he drains really bad? You do? And I never do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
If I have a lot of dairy, I'll be super mucusy.
No, it doesn't matter. For me, I'm like mucusy all the time. Like going out the nose and like having to spit. And like it's a joke with us and the runners because I cannot, all the guys, they can like snot rocket super easily. And I'm like, no, I can't, I can't do it. It's just,
Why can't you?
I mean, like I've tried, but I just can't do it. And it's like,
Oh,
I just
so
cannot.
gross. Dude, I'll like in my gi, I'll be like,
bro.
If I saw that, I'd throw up.
well, what are you gonna do? You're in the middle of the round. You have like,
Hold on 1 second, I gotta blow my nose.
That's not how it works. That's not how it works. Hey,
I would. I'd be like, we need to take a break.
no, they don't care. They use they my school at least would like borderline make fun of you.
No.
They're like, oh, you gotta go blow your nose.
But I do definitely like
yeah.
snot, but I can't get rid of it like other people do. I could spit, but I can't snot rocket. I'm just the worst snot rocketer. I don't know if that makes any sense. So I just choose not to do it and then I suffer.
Oh yeah, when you're running,
I
and you try to blow
suffer.
one really quick, it never works in my favor. It'll always be like,
Yeah.
it'll like not do what it needs to do, and it's disgusting.
Racing snowmobiles, I have to snot rocket in my helmet all.
Oh, get out.
Well, I can't grab it. Just being cold, it's just like I think you just naturally run more in the cold period, and then it starts plugging your nose up, so you have to, or like you just swallow snow so much from getting like roosted, and your mouth, you just have to sit there and like drool and spit it out and just blow your nose and like, yeah. By the time you're done with the race, if it's like cold out, you're like froze.
That's worse than an.
Dude, it just gets shot down your throat. Like, Roos will literally
Yeah.
get shot straight down your throat, and you'll be like,
Yeah. I've like full and choked.
Bitters or quitters. Emil
That's fucking insane.
Har.
emo.
That's my boy.
He's a pro racer. He looks 14.
No, he's like 6'4".
He's 6'4".
Yeah, they call him Moose.
What?
Long legs. He moose hunts. He's like one of my good buddies. He's like one of my best friends in the sport. 23, probably 22 or
Ain't
23.
no way.
I can't.
He's really good too. He's from Sweden.
Which one?
The top one.
The top one? What?
He's not 23.
He might even be younger than that.
No way.
Yeah, he's really good too. He's like one of the most talented.
I just cannot believe that you're like a pro at that young of an age.
Like the kid who.
It's just insane to me how young you're basically going to retire at the age of 30.
Oh, not in snowcross. I wish, but like it depends how successful of a career you have too. Yeah, I think that depends on like if you're like Jordan LaBelle, he's extremely young. Like he turned pro at like 15 or 16.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and he's like last year he smoked all of us. Like and he won like we do 18 rounds and he won like 14 out of the 18, something like that. Yeah. So he probably made a lot of money and did very well for himself and then signed a pro deal and he'll continue to do well for himself because he's like one of the best up and coming talents right now.
That is insane, man.
Pro women.
You're not going to go the coaching route like when you're done?
I don't think there's enough like I don't think there's enough money in the sport for that, or you'd have to get like a really rich parent to want to pay for that, I guess.
Josh is like, what?
Dude, we have to cut that out.
Well, this winter I want to do some like classes at like a local practice track that I practice at, and just maybe charge a little bit, make a little money, or just help out the community in our area. Just because it's kind of like, I don't want to say it's like a dying sport. We're just like steady where we're at, and we finally have like a practice track in our area. So like for me to just spend a couple days out of the work with some kids would be really easy, and maybe make a little money, maybe not. Either way, it'll still be cool to do.
So like, okay, so future goals, if you're not in the coaching route, but you are, what is your future goals with like what you're doing now? And then what's yours?
Like with coaching.
What are you guys' future goals?
Yeah, well, no, because he's going the coaching route entirely, but he's still racing and doesn't want to do it at all.
So my route isn't necessarily like hands-on coaching because like Nick was saying, it's not that there's not that many people to do it. And plus tracks, there's few and far between. Like there's only, I don't know, maybe 5-10 practice tracks that you can go to. And the closest track to me is 4 hours away. So doing hands-on coaching is just like non-existent. And that's why we're going the online route to get more of like a mass pool of people, really. I can teach kids from California, Texas, clearly not snowcross, more on the moto side. And then for snowcross, clearly you'll have the local kids that might work with me, or pretty much anybody that is racing the national circuit. If I can, build up my resume and hopefully get some of those guys.
Like you think you want to stick like moto kids, or you would do like mountain bike and like anything in between?
Yeah. I mean, I would love to do, mountain bike, moto. Like my niche is, I would say, like motorsports and like endurance stuff. But like I'm thinking about it lately, getting into golf because, golf kids or golfers, I should say. Yeah, exactly. And there's definitely a niche for it. Like I know a couple people that are really good at golf, but they have like absolutely no fitness. And like if they were to take that a little bit more seriously, like they could be.
You golf?
Dude,
not good.
Get them to golf.
I've been golfing for a while.
Well, I know Drew golfs, but
Drew's pretty good at golf. But back to like the whole like trainer stuff, being in the sport, like I would say me starting to work with Drew and then bringing Drew on to go to the races, I'm kind of like one of the first people to start doing stuff like that even. And I'm just fortunate to have like Red Bull to help me out with that, and my sponsors and my teams help me out with that. But for the most part, there's not really trainers that are helping one-on-one. And like I'm extremely lucky to have Drew to do what he does for me, just because it's like, I don't even think there's trainers that would want to do that type of stuff. But
yeah,
it's like kind of like Drew's like, this is the way I look at it, and just like hearing how much like Drew has a lot of passion for the gym. But then it's like, I feel like when he comes to my races and does that with me, that's kind of like was his dream to be like a pro racer and stuff like that too. So he can kind of like live it through me and enjoy it. And then also like when we win, it's like he can kind of like live it through me, and he gets to see me achieve stuff that I've dreamed about since I was a little kid. So it's just like, I think it's kind of like his little bit of vacation, but it's still like stressful. If that makes sense. It gets just like, it's so cool that he can be a part of my program, and like he's so like generous to me towards the program too. It's like he could charge me so much more than what he does, and I'm so thankful for that.
Yeah, because it's his passion and he genuinely enjoys it. So like he wants to be doing that. He wants to be working. And like the best thing that you could do is go see your athletes compete and see them do well.
Like he works with like the moto athletes, like Kevin Moran's and stuff, and you can just tell like when Drew's going to them races, like that's where he would much rather be than be at the gym, even though
gang.
Yeah, right.
Anybody who knows Drew, he's like so locked in at the gym too. But like I just think he just loves the racing side of stuff, because that's what we grew up doing since we were little kids. So like that, like our passion for that side of the sport and like just being involved in it will probably never go away. I'll probably ride dirt bikes and ride snowmobiles on the trails and do stuff like that till I die pretty much. So it's just like I can see where Drew enjoys it, and I could see myself going like the training, working with people route, but it's just, I guess until that time comes, I won't know. And it's just, I don't know. I want to win some like championships and like check off like some like life childhood goals.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at.
I don't blame you.
What's your most embarrassing moment in snowcross?
In snowcross, I've pulled off like twice, and that's pretty embarrassing. But one was I had food poisoning, and then like the other one I was just like mentally kind of not there, and then like thought my sled was broke, and that's
so you
pretty.
Just like didn't compete?
No, I was like mid race, and then
Basically, it's like equivalent to a DNF.
it's like giving up pretty much. Like never given up, and I've given up like twice, so that's like pretty embarrassing to me. But like other than that, I don't know. Maybe started on the podium a couple times. Like I don't know. Like I'm pretty. I feel like I'm not that.
It's for sure.
I was gonna say you talk pretty well. So I don't know. I'm surprised Josh is doing good in front of a camera and a microphone. The first time he came to visit us and I had to film him, man, holy shit. Do I have some bloopers of him? It took forever.
Because I've been giving him a hard time. It's got to be.
Shut up.
It's got to be.
The camera's right there. I'm
He gets red as shit. I had to like dim the lights down.
I feel like I'm right now.
No, you're not. But like when I first had him in
I
the
feel like
gym
I'm
and he
red
was
right
in
I feel like
Drew's
he always
office.
has a slight hue of red.
No, this was like he was a tomato, and I had to like pull the lights down. I was like, "Damn!" Josh was like, "You need some water? Are you okay? You good?" He looked like he was gonna pass out on me. Poor dude. But
I've never had like an issue with the camera stuff. I've been doing this for so young, so it's
yeah,
pretty easy for me.
yeah,
We podcast and humiliate ourselves, so
all day long.
I feel like we're used to it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm used to it. But I've been seeing you like do some stuff in the gym with Drew and like doing that online stuff. I just think you're more comfortable now than you were before. Plus, you're coaching
Yeah,
now,
I kind of just.
so you're kind of
you know,
like getting
you just
yourself
gotta
out there a
do it.
little
He's
bit.
also a fucking pro Renegade Rose, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, you put him on the dude. Drop and give me 20 Renegade Rose. He's like, no fucking issue.
I don't even think I've seen a Renegade Row on your fucking Instagram.
I posted it like
You're tripping.
a couple weeks ago, maybe.
I posted it like I don't know, weeks ago maybe. I think I did. Definitely. Yeah.
Next
on,
up, you
it's
have
on
to
there.
say
It's on there. I can't even remember.
that sounds super Wisconsin-y. Say words that sound super Wisconsin.
I don't even know what a Wisconsin accent sounds like. He doesn't even sound like they have
Yes,
one.
he does, dude.
No, he doesn't.
Like that Midwest.
If I go into gas stations, people will be like, "Where are you from?" Like it does happen here a lot. I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like he doesn't have an accent at all.
Okay, Jersey.
All right. Well,
You'll have to
A
know.
disaster.
he asked me
It's
if
a
I had a
disaster.
South twang.
I had a southern twang, definitely. You were getting a little.
You had a
Well,
southern
I
twang,
totally do. I
definitely.
feel like when I get
You
sassy.
were getting a little like I don't even know where.
Yeah, how do you
I
get
mean, maybe.
Abigail
Get sassy.
sass?
Let's see it.
Dude,
She's
that was-
sassy.
That was an accent right there. What he just said.
You-
I'm doing that to start an international pressure.
Say the word sassy.
Sassy.
All right. Let's do
See?
this. I'll say bagel.
Bagel?
Wait, let's all say the word as we know it to be. Okay,
Okay.
go.
Bagel.
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 All right. Fuck you guys.
Okay, next word.
Water.
Bagel.
What the?
gotta be fake.
Water?
Water.
Water?
Yeah. Water.
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 Drawer.
Drawer.
Water.
I guess we kind of said
Drawer.
Drawer.
Yeah, he kind of said.
What did I say?
Drawer.
Coffee.
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 You guys have them. You guys sound the same. Yeah, coffee.
We're both from the
Coffee.
Okay.
They're both from the-
Oh yeah.
You guys sound the fucking same.
Okay. Ready? Chocolate.
Ugh. Chocolate.
Chocolate.
What did I say the other
Chocolate
day?
cake,
Oh,
no.
milk.
Chocolate.
Sounds
Yeah,
like
but some people
Somebody-
say milk like milk.
Yeah,
Like that's
milk.
just weird.
Yeah,
milk.
It's milk.
You're saying it milk. The more you say it, the more.
Milk. Like
No.
M-E-L-K.
No,
milk.
it's milk.
No, it's milk.
It's because it's actually spelled M-I-L-K.
Well,
No, it's
bagel
milk.
is spelled B-A-G-E-L, but it's really bagel.
No.
You have to look up just Wisconsin words.
Words.
Wisconsin.
Oh,
Why'd
my
you say
phone's
it like
dead.
that?
Look them up.
Only thing about Wisconsin is I just know they're cheeseheads.
You just said
Only
what?
thing about Wisconsin is I just
What's
know
that?
they're
Never
cheeseheads.
heard that?
No.
They just
They're cheeseheads.
Well, the reason why
Never
we're
heard
called
that?
cheese heads is because
They just there's a lot of
Yeah.
cheese in Wisconsin.
There's cheese heads. I don't know why.
cheese heads because like the
Come on,
Packers. They wear like the cheese heads.
Yeah, like the little like cheese cubes.
You guys call a
situation.
water fountain a bubbler?
No.
what?
And looking up
I
this
guess
stuff.
maybe. What do you call? So I call
Soda pop.
I just
No,
say
soda.
pop. That's something different than. Yeah, I know.
I
That's
just say
say
pop.
pop?
Michigan
That's
thing.
something with different than
You say pop?
I didn't know that Wisconsin. I say pop. Yeah.
Soda.
You guys call them stop and
I
go
say pop.
lights.
No, you're looking up some weird stuff now.
15 sayings only people from the Midwest will understand. Hold on, let's look up another
You guys have
one.
any like slang?
I don't know.
Like, there's nothing that
Don't
like
you
since you're-
know?
There's nothing like since you've been in Tallahassee that where you're like, what the fuck? Like, there's a lot of things that I come from New Jersey.
You guys
that
say
I'm kinda
don't
like,
you know
damn.
like that?
We'll say like Michigan.
Wait,
I don't know.
I
if it's-
just watched an
you guys say
Australian
yeah,
thing on
no.
that, and it's like yeah, no, or not yeah. What?
It's yeah, no. Like you're saying yeah. No, you're saying.
It's yeah, no. It's like you're saying yeah.
Yeah,
no,
so
you're
it's like-
saying
Like, do you like soda? Yeah, no.
But it's no. But you say yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no, I don't like soda.
He's saying no.
But so then when you say yeah, do you
He's
say no?
saying
Yeah?
No.
Wait. Ope is a
No.
word.
Oh, yeah, that's a Wisconsin word for sure.
Ope instead
Like
of sorry.
if I were, yeah, exactly. Like if I were to knock this or like do something, I would be like, oh, like I don't know. That was the word that I was thinking of. Like, what do I always say? Yeah. Oh.
Yep.
That was
Ope. Yeah, like New
So
Jersey
you
has
just
some
like
different
punch
things.
someone in the face, you're like,
Ope. Yeah. Like ours is John, J-W-N. Like if you can't get the word out of your mouth and you're like pointing at something and you're like, oh, can I have that John? Or like I went to the John. Like it's like anything that you can't get the word out of your mouth fast enough, but you know what you're trying to say. And if you're talking to somebody, they kind of understand. So you're like, hey, can I have that John? You know what I mean?
So funny.
Yeah, that's different too.
Yeah.
Well, where are you both originally from?
New Jersey.
Tallahassee.
Oh dang.
Yeah.
Removed.
So we're like crazy different. That's why I said like since you guys have been here, is there anything that like Florida has done?
I don't know because I hang out with like Drew and Josh, so we're just Midwesters. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah, and you haven't like gone out or anything since you've been here, right?
Yeah, we don't really have that
You've
much.
just been grinding away.
Snookered is what you guys call wasted.
no, trash.
Trash.
That's like that would be like slang.
Trash gets trashed.
Trash.
Yeah.
Exactly. You hit that one good.
You guys say G's a lot.
Jeez, yep, I do say that a lot.
I say G's.
Yeah.
Probably.
That's like a universal thing.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's like a universal thing.
Is
Yeah.
a beer brewski.
Maybe if you're like really hillbilly. I don't know.
Everyone's just like, no one's just like,
I don't know.
yeah,
That's
pass
what
me the
they're
brewski.
saying. I've never been
What?
That, like,
Wikipedia.
Wikipedia.
What is that?
No,
like
it's
freaking
business.
Wikipedia?
insider.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my god. Well, I just watched like this TikTok with Australian sayings, and I was like, I want to start talking like them now because they have some really like cool slang shit. And one of them was nah, yeah, yeah, no.
Yeah. No.
Which one?
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no.
no.
Like no, yeah, no instead of no. But they did say nah, yeah.
Yeah, I've
yes.
definitely
For
heard
yes.
people call me out on saying yeah, no a lot before. Like, which one is it? I've had that happen.
Because you're like, yeah, no.
Yeah.
I see. I don't even know what would be Southern y'all.
Literally just
Yeah.
yes. Well, because
You kind of
nobody's
just hear it
from
all.
here.
Like, down here, I feel
Yeah.
like you gotta get.
That's the
Fuck.
kicker about Florida is literally nobody is from here. Like when I moved here, that's like the first thing that I asked everybody. I'm like, "Are you from here? Are you from here?" Like especially my parents down by Tampa. Forget it. It's like New Jersey down there.
The only thing I can think of, I mean, I've lived here my whole life, but y'all, like a lot
It's
of like,
y'all,
bless your heart, bless you.
Just being like way too nice in general to people.
Yeah.
Like randomly saying,
Howdy.
like just the way that they talk and like conversate and like they will actually like say hello to people and
Yeah,
like
people
hold the door
wave,
open.
like,
I'm like,
people
Jersey
like
people
wave.
don't do that shit.
Yeah, no, Midwest people, they're not as nice.
Really? Really?
Yeah, no, Midwest people, they're
I
not.
figured y'all were nice.
I feel like
No,
they're old niggas.
no, definitely not, dude.
Oh yeah.
I
See,
feel like
maybe
the
the thing-
cold
Yeah,
Nick
no.
people.
No, yeah.
No, yeah.
I feel like people, yeah, here it's interesting though because a lot of it is like fake nice, but I mean, it's like you'll walk down the street, it's hey, like people wave from their cars.
It's like Southern hospitality.
Yeah, hardcore.
But it definitely does that shit in the cold because that's how New Jersey is too. Like as soon as like the 8 months of winter comes, you're like, fuck everybody.
People get crabby, stuck in their houses, stuff like that.
Houses. See, it's your
you do.
O's. It's the O's.
I can't think of what I say. I just you guys have to call me out on it.
Yeah, ow. That's dude.
It's the O's.
It's the O's.
Yeah.
It's like kind of
He's like an
Canadian.
owl.
No, it is not Canadian.
It's got, but it's
Okay, what's your next competition that you're doing for both you guys? You have one in 3 weeks, you said?
well, your season's starting in December, right?
My
Yeah.
first
He's
nap.
out of here soon.
Well, yeah, he's got to prep on this new fucking slut.
Yeah. No, so I should be practicing by like second week of November. And then so I'll have like pretty much another month of just testing and getting ready for my first race, December 15th, 16th. And that's in no, right before it. But then that's at where's the opener? Ironwood? Yeah, Ironwood, Michigan. New venue.
Ironwood.
be there?
So my plans aren't really finalized yet, but
No, there's just been like, I mean, you would consider me like a privateer. So I do everything like on my own. Like I don't have like a factory team. So it's just harder. And with me getting older and not making money from the sport, it's like risk versus reward. But I do want to race this year. We were literally just talking
minutes.
at
And Josh
Bonfire,
still
like,
didn't
what are
make
you
up his
doing,
mind.
Josh?
We started at 0
yeah.
and ended at 0.
Oh my god.
So I would like
Yeah.
I would like to race couple rounds. I would like to race the opener since it is like my home race in Michigan, even though it's closer to Wisconsin than it is Michigan. So that would be the same weekend as Nick, and then I have a mountain bike race. It's called the Iceman. That's in 3 weeks. So
Where is that?
it's in Traverse City, Michigan. So like just 30 miles. It's more of like a sprint style race. But I'm not really looking forward. I am looking forward to it, but I'm kind of bummed because first year people there's like 4,000 entries. And first years get shafted with wave pick, and I'm the last wave. So I'm just gonna be like the estimated finish of like if you're a first year, you just like I said, you get randomly placed, but like other people, they get placed based off of like previous years, and like the estimated finish for like the last wave is like 4.5 hours, and I can probably,
What?
miles.
Why? Because it's so congested and you can't get around people, or what's the deal with that?
Yeah,
Why is it going to take you 5 times as long?
Yeah, it gets
levels and then you gotta get around.
all different fitness levels, and
Oh, is that like a
then-
single track race?
Yeah, you got to get
or-
around a
So
lot.
it starts on.
So it starts on like the snowmobile 2-track actually,
Wow, that's
and then funnels into a.
I've raced
track.
mountain bikes once, and it's like I was getting smoked by chicks and old dudes, and then I realized it's not.
Dude,
the ego
I
goes down the drain. You're like, fuck this.
I went on a mountain bike one time. You know that rule where they're like, if you're going between 2 trees, you have to look between the trees and don't look at the trees or you'll hit them? That's fucked up.
You looked at the
'Cause
trees.
I'm like, it's the thing where you're
Yeah.
like, don't look at them, and then right as you're going through, you're like, oh, the tree. And then I fucking rammed right into one, and
I would
that was
never
when I
trust
knew.
myself.
I was like, I'm done.
I would never trust myself.
Because I'm
to
like,
go.
there's no way my handlebars are going to fit through these fucking
Oh,
trees.
Dude, I've smoked. Yeah, you just.
That's
dude,
my
I've
thing,
smoked
dude.
my
I get
handlebars off
hurt
so many trees.
running.
Yeah,
so like,
she's-
imagine
no,
me.
she needs to not be on a bike.
Imagine me on a bike.
No, she needs to not be on a bike.
I'd like,
Yeah.
I'd like to see it happen.
Oh my god.
Can I get you to do a sparring race?
I'd like to see it happen.
Get on a bike, I'll do a partner. But it's not gonna be
That's
long.
bullshit.
If you can get on a bike, I'll do a sparring
Dude,
race,
I
but it's
do
not gonna be
Spartan
long.
races.
I just said.
That'd be easy for you.
I would.
I just said.
I would do it, but I would also definitely hurt myself.
Oh my god, I would
hands down.
totally mic her up. I would totally mic her up for that race.
No,
And I would film the whole thing.
you'd be fine, dude.
It'd be so fucking funny, dude.
Josh, I'd
Yeah, you're like coordinated. Like
See
you know how
some
to
of
do.
the-
That she's athletic. She is not
Moderately
coordinated.
moderately coordinated.
Thank you guys for coming on. Hopefully this is less this was an interesting podcast.
It was.
It was
For you
definitely
guys
fun.
to attend.
Y'all rock.
Thanks for inviting us. It was fun.
Okay, I'm ending this now.
Okay, cool.
Bye. Hello.